It is midnight 30 and you're watching Canal Algérie's nightly news. Welcome. We began the news with the Foreign Minister Ahmed Attaf's diplomatic activity in Germany pursuant to the President of the Republic's instruction. In his capacity as a representative of the President of the Republic, the Minister of Finance Aziz Fayed takes part in the Summit for New Global Finance Impact, a summit that addresses mainly climate change and debts. In Morocco, citizens continue taking to the streets to denounce the harsh living conditions in the country amid the silence of Al Makhzen. And we end the bulletin with the victory of USM Algiers over MC Algiers 2-0 at the Nelson Mandela Stadium. Welcome again. First off, and towards the end of his working visit to the Federal Republic of Germany, pursuant to the instruction of the President of the Republic, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, met on Friday in Berlin with the German Vice Chancellor and the Minister of Economy and Climate, Robert Habeck. The discussions revolved around the Algerian-German economic partnership relations and the perspectives to promote these relations, notably in the field of renewable energies and green hydrogen. Both parties evoked the preparations of the next session of the Joint Economic Committee between both countries and also reviewed the state of the bilateral relations between Algeria and the European Union, as well as means to promote the European partnership and to further support efforts deployed by our country in favor of security and stability in the Sahel-Sahara region. Since Thursday, and as a representative of the President of the Republic, the Minister of Finance, Aziz Fayed, is in Paris to take part in the Summit for a New Global Finance Impact, a summit which is intended to be a global meeting to achieve the main objectives set for a renewal of the global financial system, which has been affected by several crises. Rania Al-Bahri will tell us more.
Restoring the fiscal space of countries facing short-term difficulties, promoting private sector development in low-income countries, encouraging investment in green infrastructure in emerging or developing countries, and mobilizing innovative development are the four objectives of this summit for a new global financial pact, which opened these doors in Paris and at which the Minister of Finance represented the President of the Republic. Algeria always has to bring these issues to high level. We expect a little bit from this summit of relevant recommendations to take care of the concerns of the countries that are affected by the three shocks which we have experienced recently. The first one is the health shock, the second one is the geopolitical shock, and the third one is the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. Without forgetting the shocks linked to climate change, the whole world needs to be integrated into this program and into the public policy. The reform of multilateral banks in the operation development has always been more favorable to rich countries. During 2022 and since the end of COVID-19, the IMF proceeded to draw $600 billion, and unfortunately it served more developed countries than underdeveloped countries. So at the time, a citizen of underdeveloped countries benefited from $1 and a citizen of developed countries benefited from $13. This means that the current system is not fair. Southern countries are insistent to find ways of solving the debt crisis of certain countries.
Dette, tout simplement. D'autres, ils ont demandé d'améliorer de trouver d'autres.
Some countries have simply asked to cancel their debts. Others have asked to improve and find certain sources of financing by revisiting the rating agencies, which constitutes a real blockage of financing for these deplorable countries. One of the announcements of this summit consists of rich countries have made $100 billion climate finance commitment, and that development banks have increased their development capacity by $200 billion over the next 10 years.
The transition of startups to sustainable economic model is the theme of a national symposium on the development of entrepreneurship in universities. The Minister of Startups and the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research were present. Sabrin Tafriginet.
Getting startups more and more involved in the different industry fields is actually one of the main challenges to be achieved in the near future. Henceforth, and to revive economy, different measures are being taken to introduce entrepreneurship spirit within universities and increase the number of startups, creating by that no less than 5,000 new jobs in the next couple of years. The measures also include an online platform dedicated to supporting and guiding entrepreneurs.
Today,
we've announced the introduction of startups development centers within universities with the aim to guide students who are project leaders and ensure the best training for them and let them benefit from financing. This year we have 10,000 projects. We will accompany the project leaders at the level of incubators and entrepreneurship promotion centers to fully create their startups. A new state strategy that will finally help students to be graduated as a project leader or even as an entrepreneur, which makes them more active and a new key figure for economy.
The third edition of the Jam Fair was organized in Miliana by the Association of Friends of Miliana with the participation of amateurs from all over the country. More on the event with Rania Al-Bahri.
Jam of oranges, strawberries and plums. These local products that made the richness of the heritage. It is in the Emir Abdel Qadir Museum in Miliana province that craftsmen from all over the country have come together for the delight of visitors. I usually make artisanal products, but this time I decided to change things, so I used seasonal exotic fruits. We have participated with 2 different programs. We have several good products. Artisanal recipes jealously preserved and transmitted from generation to another that craftsmen are absolutely careful to preserve. Our recipes is grandmother's recipes. Our products are organic and natural. The fruits are from our gardens. Everything is made here is from Miliana province. We manufacture several varieties of vinegar, such as date, grapes, and figs vinegars. We also manufacture grape pastes. It's a profession that is transmitted from father to son. Our objective is mainly to preserve our culinary traditions of Miliana province and also to promote cultural and culinary tourism. The third edition of the Artisanal Jam Fair is a space for sharing and exchange between cooking enthusiasts and jam lovers, but also an opportunity to promote local products.
In Morocco, people keep denouncing the harsh living conditions that led to poverty and miserable lifestyle, while Al Mahzen regime remains silent and indifferent. Sabrin Tafriginet has more.
The city of Saleh in Morocco is the theater of another demonstration. Hundreds invaded the streets to denounce the socio-economic situation, a situation described as a miserable one, characterized by poverty, Al Mahzen's oppression policy, and the unbearable living conditions. We are here today to denounce these living conditions. We can't stand it no more. The middle class is more than marginalized. The prices keep increasing. We are truly suffering from these circumstances. We are denouncing the soaring prices, repression and inflation, as well as liberty violation. A country that is suffering from an unprecedented socio-economic crisis. Meanwhile, peaceful demonstrations are not only severely restricted, but even repressed with violence. But Moroccans are well determined and will keep on demanding their right to live a decent life.
We end our edition with football and the brilliant victory of USM Algiers during the derby game against MC Algiers at the Nelson Mandela Stadium by the score of 2-0, scored in a beautiful way, respectively, by Belqasmi at the 40th minute of the game. The second goal was signed by the talented Lucif at the 62nd minute.
الكرة كان فيها فكر وكان فيها ذكاء من جانبي انتظر لوسيف بعد العمق هيلبا المحاولة ومزيان بسرعته من هناك غير مباشرة لتوني سانغ حاول البحث عن القائمة الثانية لوسيف يتعامل مع الكرة بطريقة ممتازة وفي سقف المرمى يضيف الهدف الثاني لمصلحة الاتحاد. كيف انتهت في شباك
The end of tonight's bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.